The Mixed Mornings and More podcast with Steph and Sean.
Now available daily.
Good morning, world.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday. It's January 24th. The year is 2023. And it's 5:32 right now.
I got to tell you about my neighborhood group again today, Sean.
All right.
Okay, so yesterday they were talking about a lynx out in the community. Mm-hmm. And then today somebody posted to the guy on Gray Crescent. And I was like, uh-oh, here we go, starting some drama. He says, who plowed my driveway the last 2 times while I was out. I hope you win the lottery. God bless you.
Just spreading that positivity.
Yeah, I was so nervous. I was like, what, did he knock over your garbage can or something? Like, where is this headed?
Yeah, I thought that was going somewhere else when he was like, to the man who plowed my... I was like, whoa! I was like, oh, driveway, okay.
Oh my gosh, Sean. I'm a lover of stationery and especially highlighters.
Okay.
I just love to buy my own book and be able to really mark it up.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Yeah, and then, you print something off and you think, I'd really like to bold that, and you give it a good highlight.
Yeah.
But I found my entire life never a tool in one where the highlighter will go straight across the page.
Okay, wait, what? The highlighter will go straight across the page?
So, say you want to highlight a line in a book, then you're going along all fine, and nope, just highlighted something below it, not quite in a straight line. It's very annoying. And then, especially if you're doing 2 or 3 lines at once, sometimes I end up just coloring it instead of highlighting it because I'm like, I just want it to be nice, and this highlighter isn't working for me. So I have a thought, an invention idea, but I don't know what it would look like. And it's a highlighter and a ruler in one. Because as an adult, how many times do you have a ruler at your disposal? You certainly have a highlighter in your desk drawer, but not a ruler.
Can you just grab another book?
No, because the book always moves and you can't see through a book.
Yeah. So you want it in one.
Yeah.
So when you have the highlighter down, there's I have a pen in my hand right now so I can try and envision this. So you're going to highlight, and is it something coming off that's a chunky little highlighter that you have there, I think.
Okay, no. I want you to envision maybe say a jackknife.
A jackknife.
And so you have your highlighter, and then from the side of the highlighter comes down a straight line. And then it kind of is on a little bit of a swivel, and you can move the highlighter along the straight line so it's a ruler, but it also just stores as the size of a highlighter.
Okay. I'm following along here.
Now, I have spent a lot of time Googling this morning because I was like, you know what? This has to exist. Somebody else must be frustrated with non-straight line highlighting.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Yeah, people probably just worked on their highlighting. Just practiced it, maybe. Just highlighting in a straight line.
They just were like, you know what?
From the age of 7 and on type of thing. They just worked on underlining and highlighting things.
Oh, thank you for that. You just think that this whole time, every time I highlight, I didn't think I'm going to be straight today?
Yeah, pretty much. You just work on it. It's just an ability you can learn.
Okay, I would like to have a contest with you, Sean. You and I. Let's see who's straighter at highlighting. Me, who's passionate about it, and you, who's not. But has worked on it since he was 7 years old.
One of the biggest technology conventions was just going down in Vegas around 3 weeks ago, Steph. And a lot of the new and up-and-coming entrepreneurs, the next big thing in the world, this is where they kind of debut it. And I think they get a general reaction of how people are going to perceive their new product.
Cool.
Yeah, so tons of things are coming out here. We'll touch on one of them. It's called My Bird Buddy. Now, this is being compared to a little bit like Pokemon Go and a little bit like a Ring camera.
Okay.
And so in your backyard, wherever you have a bird feeder up, it's its own bird feeder. And then it has essentially a Ring camera like you would see on a doorbell. And the birds perch themselves onto the feeder, and then the camera notifies you through an app saying, hey, you have a visitor. And then it captures a picture of the bird. It will identify what kind of bird you have visiting your feeder, and then you can just have a collection from there.
Wow. Okay, so it's gotta collect them all like Pokemon.
Yeah.
Gotta collect all the birds in your region.
Yeah, 100%. What would you rate an innovation like this out of 10? Would you want one?
Okay, I notoriously hate birds, but it's mainly ravens, so I think it would be kind of fun.
I think so too. For some reason, I just think it's just easy. It's just fun. And imagine us just sitting here at work. And then all of a sudden, like 9:03 rolls around and you get a notification that a bird popped up on your feeder. And now we're just watching the webcam for like 20 minutes, forgetting to go on the radio.
Yeah, it does sound super fun. I do wonder, is it a good invention for the bird watchers who are like complete lifetime lovers of being able to take their binoculars out and I hope I get to spot this? Are they going to love this invention, or are they going to be like, that takes all the fun out of it for them?
I think it will. They're not. I think they're the type of people that are not going to buy this, but the lazy folk like you and I, who
don't group me
like
with
you and I.
Ah, okay. You're making me feel great over here.
Yeah, I think we could hop on this and then just kind of see. Except, you know what? You know what the worst part about it would be?
What?
If we got it here, it'd just be ravens all the time. We wouldn't get any other ones.
It's true. I don't know if you can put birdseed out and expect a different bird to come and frequent your feeder.
You'd be like, hey, I'm here to torment you again, in person and online.
I've been given the privilege of being the chair of the broadcast committee for the Arctic Winter Games. And my role
Not a big deal.
Well, my role is recruiting volunteers. I'm trying to get people to come alongside and pan a camera on a tripod and film the Winter Games so that parents in other places, so that the rest of the world can look in on our region and see what's going on. And people are like really keen to help out, but nothing, not my words, not my posts, nothing has been more effective than wearing my Arctic Winter Games coat around.
Gosh, what a society we live in.
Everybody's like, that's a really nice coat. I'm like, would you like one for free? And they, of course, are intrigued. Yes, I would. I just said I liked it.
Yeah.
Like,
what do I have to do for it?
Just got to volunteer for the Arctic Winter Games. And you, too, can walk around in this great coat. Had I known that wearing that coat was going to make such a difference in my volunteer signups, I would have started wearing it weeks ago.
Yeah, you got to lead with it, I guess. You got to be like, hey, who wants a free coat? Oh, by the way, these are the stipulations. You got to do X, Y, and Z. Easy. Sign-ups everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, I'll sign up for a free coat if I just have to do 2 shifts. And while I'm at it, I can watch the Winter Games, be inside, and just pan a camera back and forth. Very easy volunteer shift to do.
Yeah, you got me hooked. I tell you what. I'm on hook for panning a camera on Monday, on Wednesday, on Thursday, on Friday. I'm putting in shifts for you over here as the self-appointed vice president of the what are we the committee of?
Broadcast.
There
committee.
we go, vice president.
I appreciate you, Sean. Be like Sean. Be like me. Go sign up to volunteer. Get those police checks in, and you too could have a coat that everybody compliments you on.
So we all know inflation's just going on right now, whether you're going to the grocery store, you're looking at the meat, you're like, damn, can't afford that. Or you're going to the produce and you're like, damn, wanted to put some lettuce on my burger, can't do that anymore. You notice it for like everyday type of things, right?
Absolutely.
And you slowly get normalized to it all. You get used to it. And you're like, all right, you're just going to adjust your budget a little bit, pay this for that, this for that. But then there's the one-off things where maybe you buy every couple of months and so you don't see the price all the time, and then you go to it and you're just like, oh, that's what it's risen to? That's what happened to me yesterday.
What did you go to buy?
Selfishly, I love to treat myself to a Long John donut.
It's okay. We all do it. Treat yourself, Sean. That's allowed.
That's right. And I maybe buy it once a month, maybe once every 2 months, okay?
That's some amazing self-control you got there.
Thank you. So I go into the store yesterday, and I have a secret place where I get my Long Johns. I can't just go to any certain one. There's one place where it was super cheap, and it was the best tasting. So not only was it the cheapest, but it was also the best tasting.
Okay.
Go into there. Before, the last time I bought it, started with a 0. It was like 99 cents. Okay?
Nice. Yeah.
It was like, oh, pristine. Yes, baby. Like, let's get this Long John. I go yesterday, $1.49.
Oh my gosh, that's a 50% increase.
I mean, it's not that bad. I mean, when you think of it, you're like, okay, 50 cents. But just starting with a 0 and not starting with a 1, it just felt great buying it.
But it is still bad when you think about the fact that it went up like a half a time. Like it was 99 cents and now it's $1.50. Like usually they're saying it's a 6 or 7% increase.
It almost
in
was
inflation.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot.
So yeah, it was crushing. I still bought 2 of them. Like, don't get me wrong.
It didn't deter you from getting your treat.
Nothing was going to stop me from getting 2 Long Johns yesterday. And so I just noticed that. I was like, damn, I haven't bought these in a while and they've gone up. And the other thing that I noticed with inflation, Steph, another one-off item that you don't buy all that often, washer fluid.
Oh, yes, that has definitely gone up.
Because before, I want to say $2 or $3 a barrel.
It depends on where you buy it, but certainly if you're buying it at a hardware store or a grocery store,
you can find a deal, right?
$3, yeah.
And usually it's not hard to find a deal. It was like always on sale. It was like 2 for $6 or whatever. Yeah. Now it's 1 for $6.
Oh, that is terrible news.
Yeah, and I still bought 2.
You still bought 2.
Gotta have the safety one in the back seat type of thing. So just in case you run out on the highway or wherever you are. But I was just like, oh, I don't want to. Now I can only buy 2 Long Johns instead of 3.
What am I gonna do?
I hate to come out and out myself like this, but I think I actually like something Twitter's doing right now.
Wow. Who are you?
Usually with social media, it's just me complaining about everything because they're always just trying to push advertisements and sponsored ads on you.
And usually you always say that Twitter is the shining light, but since Elon Musk took over, it's just kind of been a laugh show.
And they've just been doing test trial, like, out in the open. They've just been like doing a whole bunch of random things. Now, I will preface this by saying TikTok has a For You page, and that's essentially the only thing that you see is just like curated content for you. And that is the top tier, top notch curated stuff. Like no other app can touch it in terms of like suggestions and whatnot, because that knows exactly, like, it's surprisingly accurate how the TikTok page is. Twitter is right behind it now with their For You page for tweets. So usually, like, my Twitter feed is a whole bunch of other radio people. It's all my friends, and then it's loaded with sports. That's who I'm following.
Okay.
So I only want to see relevant information to that. Now, I'll usually just use my own feed. I don't want to see anything else. Like, I follow the people I follow for a reason. I only want to see them.
Yeah, you're narrow-minded. You're like, this is all I want to see. Don't suggest anyone to me. Don't try and stray me from the path.
Exactly. But Twitter came out with an update, and they have a For You page now. And then every time you go away from the app, it switches from your normal feed over to the For You page. And so every time I open it, I'll just see like 4 or 5 For You tweets, and then I'll just switch over to my following page. But now those have been catching my eye a little bit because it's just this sports thing that happened. This radio person had something funny to say, this, that, or the other. I'm like, wow. So then I start scrolling a little bit. I'm like, am I liking this? Is this good? What is happening right now?
Maybe my For You page is okay. Maybe it's all right to see tweets from other people other than the folks I follow. Now, how do you feel about this, though? Because obviously they're taking an algorithm and they're saying, I've seen Sean navigate over here. And so we're going to curate something perfectly for Sean's personality and internet habits. Does it creep you out at all?
No, it doesn't, because I like it. And like, if it is for me, like if it leads to me following new people of interest of me, if it leads me to following a new sports writer, if it leads me to following a new radio colleague in a different network that I didn't know about, I mean, I'm all for that. That's what I want my OG page to look like.
I feel like I have to reintroduce myself to you because I don't know you anymore. All in the name of fashion. Now, I think some people are okay with being uncomfortable at their wedding day if they look all right for the day, their absolute best. You're okay with looking uncomfortable at the Met Gala so long as your outfit really slaps. Then
Look at you.
Then there's Doja Cat, who headlined the Paris Fashion Week, and she showed up over the weekend in the craziest outfit I've ever seen.
Yeah? I don't know if it's the craziest, but it's definitely unique. It is very interesting. She looks like she could be Hellboy's sidekick in the movie.
Yeah, well, the piece was called Doja's Inferno.
Oh, yes.
And it has over 30,000 Swarovski crystals glued onto her body.
Wild. Absolutely wild. Yeah, she's red head to toe. Red boots, red leggings, red skirt looking thing, red
shirt looking thing.
Red tube top, and then just red crystals covering every piece of her body.
Yeah, and when I was looking at it at first, I thought, oh, maybe she's wearing a suit with all these crystals sewed into it. But no, in fact, she has been painted red with red body paint, then shimmered with red dust glitter, and then red crystals, 30,000 of them. It took 5 hours just to glue the crystals on her. That was not before they did all this paint and everything. I'm just bewildered at how awful that would feel to move your face or move your arm and be worried that you might rip your skin off with the Swarovski crystal that would fall off.
Yeah, they're probably just think of all the free marketing we'll get. We won't, we're doing cutbacks right now. Money's tight everywhere. And so if you do this, we'll get free marketing for a week. You'll be everywhere and it'll save us a ton of money.
She is everywhere, but she's also unrecognizable.
Want more of today's show?
Download the Mixed Mornings and More podcast.
Now available every weekday.